God is not interested in your past. The enemy will work overtime trying to remind you of all your mistakes, make you feel guilty, unworthy. Don't believe those lies. You're not going to be a son when you perform good enough. You're a son right now. You're a daughter right now. Why don't you come on back into the family? Start believing again. Start dreaming again. You can start a party up in heaven. You can cause God to turn on the music and begin a celebration. When He sees you shake off a slave mentality and start having a son mentality, He says about you, go kill the fatted calf. We're going to have a party. My son, my daughter has come back home. You may have made mistakes. Forgiveness has been paid for. Mercy has been paid for.
Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. Because God is looking towards that wonderful time of forgiveness and restoration. That's our Father's heart for us. That's our Father's heart for us. He's always looking ahead. He's looking to the future. He's looking to the promises. He's looking to our redemption, our restoration, our forgiveness. We're the ones who get stuck in the past, not God. God is way ahead of us. He's already seen the cross. He's already seen forgiveness. He's already seen redemption. He loves us and He wants all His best for us. We're the ones that deal with the past. We're the ones who get stuck in the past. God doesn't. Because my past is my past. And I have to just leave my past in the past. I don't want my past to haunt me or to interfere with the race that I'm running.
To define your future. It doesn't have to set the pace for your future. To not allow pain, hurts, discouragement to cause us to walk with an emotional limp. Pain comes to all of us. Discouragement is a part of life. But we have to understand that God is bigger than all of those things combined. And you know what? We all have to break those barriers of the past. We have to break those mindsets that says, it'll never be good again. You'll never find another husband. The one you had left you.
People run from hard work. They run from hard things. They try to avoid difficult places. They try to avoid difficult people. They try to avoid all kinds of pain. Not that anybody loves pain, but there's a little bit of pain always in being set free. People run from themselves. A lot of people don't even know themselves at all. They run from the truth. They run from the past. They're afraid of the future. But the Bible teaches us that God wants us to live courageously, that He wants us to be bold and strong in Him, and to not really cower from anything, but to know that He is always with us. And because God is with us, we can face and deal with anything that we need to face and deal with in our lives. Now, there's an interesting thing about running, and I'm going to show you 4 different places in the Bible to prove this, that whatever you run from, God will eventually take you back to that thing or that place that you ran from, and you will have to deal with it before you can ever really get well.
Do not dwell on the past. Now, this speaks to the problem that we all have of replaying something over and over again in our minds and rehearsing it and reliving it and thinking to ourselves, well, if I had just done this differently, maybe this wouldn't have turned out this way. And if I hadn't been at this particular place at this particular time, maybe this wouldn't have happened. And, and so we start rehearsing it, reliving it, and just regurgitating it. All the other R words you can think of: rehearse, regurgitate, relive, and we just start to dwell on it. And this is what God is saying to us: don't do that. Don't dwell on the past. Don't keep rehearsing it. Don't keep replaying it in your mind. If it's something that you did, ask for forgiveness and then walk in that forgiveness. The key to ending the rehearsing and reliving and regurgitating all this stuff is forgiveness. It starts with asking God to forgive you. And then, because He forgives us through His Son, we have to learn to forgive ourselves.
You had bad breaks. People did you wrong. New beginnings have been paid for. Beauty for ashes belong to you. Why don't you come on up to the table? You're struggling in finances. Nobody in your family has gotten ahead. Don't get satisfied with cheese and crackers. Abundance has been paid for. New levels are in your future. Sometimes what's holding us back is we don't really know who we are. We think we're average, ordinary, when in fact we are royalty. We are sons, daughters of the Most High God. When God breathed His life into you, He crowned you with His favor. He put a robe of righteousness on you. He said you've been fearfully and wonderfully made. Don't go through life with a cheese and crackers mentality. Have a son mentality, an abundant mentality.